There we go. Hello and good evening. Welcome to the internet with me, your host, James Foxy Lockhart. And tonight I'm being joined with two very, very special guests from Matthew and Michael, makers of games. And they are the aforementioned Matthew and Michael. We have Mike Hamilton.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And we have the wonderful Matt Letty.
Hello.
And hopefully you're out there watching live, but if not, if you're watching this in post, then hello, future people. So guys, how are we doing?
Yeah, not bad.
We're doing good. Yes,
good. I'm liking the backdrops. That's very good. We've got a lot of color synchronization going on here, haven't we? So was this intentional?
This was hours of pre-planning and costume discussion. Yeah.
Oh, I know, darling. It just goes on and on, doesn't it? Fantastic. Well, we're here to talk about you guys here, because you are the aforementioned Matthew and Michael, makers of games. And do you want to give us a bit of background, Mike, on just what this company is, how you got started, things like that?
Yeah, sure. The official description you would call as a micro games publisher, because there is just myself and Matt of the name. Plus our legion of support in our heads, usually, coupled with wives, girlfriends, fiancés, all sorts of things like that. We share a best friend. We met in Jersey many years ago, and we've stayed in touch with each other. And as Matt will tell you if we have a conversation with him, that we had a drunken phone call one night. Well, it wasn't really a drunken phone call. Matt was out having a drink, and I phoned him up. And I was
slander.
I was what? Oh, my assistant is telling me that we're not live.
We are, and two people are watching.
We are, Irene. Yes,
but it's good to check. It's good to check. Hello, and who is that? Is that?
So that was my wife, who's popped her head through the door, very concerned that she can't see me live on the screen.
How wonderful! May we all be blessed with such wonderful partners who are so concerned. I think that's the sweetest thing I've seen.
Sorry, I'm sure we can edit out that interruption at a later time.
Oh, that's charm, dear boy, charm. So we were talking about a not so drunken phone call from.
I'd had a change of career. I was doing different things. And I had a bit of time on my hands. And I knew Matt was really into his gaming, and I had this wild idea that we should make a board game based on something that we both knew about. And I phoned him up, and he was out with friends having drinks and things, so I didn't get him at his best moment, to be honest. And basically the conversation went, do you want to make a board game? And in between whatever he was having a conversation with his mates in London was, let's make a board game. And that's pretty much how it started.
Nice. And was it a board game about drinking?
Unfortunately not. We have had many discussions about cocktail games or beer games, because Matt's really into beer as well. I'm pretty much into cocktails. I do like a cocktail, has to be said.
Yeah, I do like a cocktail. What's your favourite cocktail?
An aviator, a black aviator.
Oh, nice.
You can get a white aviator pretty much everywhere. But if you want a black aviator, you have to go to the bar in the Savoy.
Oh, very nice
which
indeed.
Is my favourite cocktail bar in London. I drag Matt there quite a lot because I just think, when you're sat there, you can just imagine Frank Sinatra sat opposite over there, or Churchill, or all the famous people that have been in that bar.
Oh yeah,
the American bar at the Savoy. You're just sat in such history. I really love it. And then they bring you these gorgeous cocktails that cost 60 quid a pop.
Yeah. And you're reminded that you're not Winston Churchill. You are, in fact, Mike Hamilton.
To be honest, this was back in the days when I had an expense account, so things were different then. We haven't been for many years. It has.
No, we haven't been for a while.
Well, let's not talk about such things. But maybe off the back of this year, you will be going to the Savoy once again. And of course, obviously, so there's this shared passion you've got for board games, which brought you together. Was this something that you shared throughout your sort of friendship?
I'm less of a gamer than Matt is, but I knew of Matt's passion for Dungeons and Dragons and things. I knew he was really into all of that, and I knew he had a sort of a good board game collection. I have a very what would be described as an old person's board game collection. I have things like Cluedo and Monopoly and Trivial Pursuit, and I mean I've developed, you know, started playing a few. Matt's introduced me to things like Secret Hitler, which I thought was really good.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Dominion, yeah.
Santorini.
Santorini, I like. Steampunk Rally, and I've bought Brass is my latest purchase.
Good heavens!
So I've started to develop new things. So Matt is quite rude, to be honest, about my gaming collection and skills. And he's even been on your show before with some rather negative comments about my understanding of the gaming world. But I'm learning. I'm getting better.
Well, there we are. And that brings us neatly to the villain of the piece, Mr. Matt Letty, the aforementioned rude player of board games. So I'm getting a sense this is, you know, you have a strong passion for all things board games. You're introducing to other people. Is this sort of why you decided to go into games publishing?
I mean, games publishing was sort of a little bit of an accident, to be perfectly truthful. As I said, it came from, let's make a game, sure, and then it sort of, we really found a real passion for it. I mean, I've been gaming, sort of, I suppose, heavily for about 15 years. I mean, we've always had games and stuff in the house, but of kind of more hardcore gaming, I suppose, with various Euro gamers and all sorts of things, everything from, well, not Euro, but Gloomhaven to Lords of Waterdeep to Catan, and like anything and everything in between.
Sure. It's funny. I feel like I'm sat at a meeting of Gamers Anonymous. It's sort of like I've been into the hardcore stuff for about the last 15 years. I mean, it got out of control with Warhammer 40k. You know, it just started spiraling out there, and you know, but that's awesome. There's some, obviously you're keen on your worlds and your passions and things like that, which is terrific.
Yeah, so being quite into gaming and then developing on the square, then sort of it really, I suppose it opened to, actually, this was really good, considering it was just a sort of, not quite spur of the moment, but something that we weren't really expecting. And it's just sort of...
It was quite, I agree, it was spur of the moment, because we never set out to be games publishers. We set out to make a game. And then all of a sudden, when we realized that we actually had created a game, we thought, well, what do we do now?
Yeah. I mean, we hadn't even considered sort of Kickstarter. Really, it was just like, oh, let's see if we can make one, and then it was like, oh yeah, and this plays well, and oh okay, let's put some like decent artwork to it, and okay, this could be a thing, and every time, every step of the way has been like, oh,
this is real.
Yeah,
this is actually coming together.
We have to file tax returns.
Oh God,
we've just been had 20 copies bought by a shop. Okay, we're now dealing with logistics from printers and like shipping, and it was like,
I mean, these are great problems to have. What was the moment where you were just like, whoa, actually, this is kind of suddenly this is a reality? Was it when people started buying it, or?
There were different moments where we thought, I think, until we actually received the first finished prototype copy. It was until we actually both had one of those in front of our hands, because I had mine in my hands a little bit before Matt. He had to wait a few days while I posted it out. But at that point, it was like, wow, we've actually got a game.
Yeah, this is a thing.
It is, and you briefly mentioned it. That was On the Square, I believe, is the name of the game. Is that right? Yes. And interesting, this was your baby, wasn't it, Mike? That particular idea. Yeah,
but it was my first idea. I mean, we both worked really hard to get it where it needs to be, but I think the games that we've made and the projects that we've done, each of us has got our own little baby. So On the Square was mine.
Yes.
And Reluctant Hero, which we're going to talk about, is Matt's.
Well, exactly, because I was going to come on to this. So the On the Square is a terrific thing. You can go seek it out at your local game store, by the sounds of it. But now we move on to your new project, the new project, which is Reluctant Hero, which you would have seen some teasers about, and is going to be available soon. Well, available soon to back on Kickstarter. So, Matt, why didn't you tell us? This is your baby. Tell us about Reluctant Hero. What is a Reluctant Hero?
So, the idea behind Reluctant Hero is. Sort of superhumans were a thing, but as technology moves on, as technology seems to do, more and more people started getting enhancements, both sort of digital augmentation, that kind of thing, to kind of match up with that sort of superpowered type thing, which meant that those superheroes started to have to do more to kind of keep up. And Reluctant Hero is set quite a way into the future, where augmentation and things like that is quite common. But the heroes are bored. They've been doing like good and helping everyone for a long time, and they just can't be bothered anymore. So the concept of Reluctant Hero is everyone is a hero. They are sat in a very interesting bar, run by a very colourful character, and they are all essentially sat around trying to make everybody else do their jobs for them.
Right.
So yeah, there's various types of tasks or assignments that they are being given, and they are doing everything in their power to make everybody else at that table do it for them, while still keeping the kind of reputation and getting paid and things like that. So it's a very much a combative, but without actual sort of
collaboration between board heroes and those wanting to make their mark in this world. Oh well, that's a really, really interesting idea. I love the concept, and already I've got visions of these heroes sat about in the bar, just being like, "Oh God, just do take this for me." Yeah. And what kind of world is this? Are we talking about sort of cyberpunky? I've seen the trailer; it looks very sort of gritty and urban and cyberpunky, which I of course love. Is this the sort of world that people can expect?
Yes, yeah. We're very influenced by sort of slightly more old school cyberpunk. So actually, the sort of the cyberpunk RPGs from Cyberpunk 2020 and Cyberpunk Red type thing, but also the Matrix and Dark City and that sort of slightly more gritty, sort of dirty cyberpunk. The idea that the neon is there to try and brighten up and hide the real kind of problems underneath, which again I think is sort of that metaphor of these heroes that still want the acclaim but really can't be bothered to do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned this bar run by a colourful character.
Yeah.
Now I can barely contain myself because this is super duper exciting. But would I be that colourful character?
I think you might be. The bar that Reluctant Hero takes place in is called the Foxy Lockhart.
Huzzah!
And
Yeah, no, absolutely, and you sprang that on me, and I was absolutely delighted because I was extolling my love again of sort of gritty cyberpunk futures. Everything should be underlit by neon, has to be. Surely that's the future we were promised when we were kids, and it never happened. But we're doing our level best to put it in the world. And then you named the bar, so you'll be sat in the Foxy Lockhart, this bar, look at these characters. So what kind of characters would we see doing these jobs? So we've got the heroes, we've got the presumably the players taking on these roles. What sort of characters are in the Foxy Lockhart?
We have quite a diverse group of characters. The first one that we're going to be fully unveiling is currently called Granny, and it's the idea that she is, if you think sort of old Russian Baba, the sort of the headscarf and the walking stick, but she is an absolute badass. So she, giant backpack full of bits of augmentation that she's taken back from people, large sniper rifle and a little cat in a pocket.
Of course.
But she doesn't actually need any of those. She could knock you dead with 2 knitting needles and a smile, really. Yeah. That's her concept.
Amazing. That sounds amazing. Have we got any, I've seen a little bit of character art of Granny, and she looks incredible. Very, very characterful and stuff like that. Somebody ex-KGB Granny.
Yes, and we have sort of in development at the moment, sort of 5 other characters. Without giving too much detail, we have looked at trying to make sure that it's fairly inclusive, and again, we want to sort of not so much tell the story, but give a bit more of a voice to a few other sort of people. So we're looking at other disabilities and other sort of not just the genetic enhancements, but so we're looking at a character with vitiligo. We are looking at we're trying to move away. What we desperately don't want is the kind of standard characters of big, heavy muscle man and ridiculously attractive femme fatale. We are moving as far away from that sort of thing as possible. So there'll be some interesting little bits within the backstories. We've had various backstories written, and there's some really nice kind of tidbits that we're not going to put as kind of front and center of everything, but as you read through, we want this to be the idea that when you open the box, you are stepping into the bar, and you're stepping into that world, and you're stepping into their histories and things like that. So yeah, while it's not going to be front and center of the game, we wanted to try and populate it in a more interesting way than just showing a picture of a big guy with a big, axe or something.
That's exactly it, isn't it? Because you said that you're referenced by these classic sort of cyberpunk games, which is great, but it's really, really good to hear that you're moving on from some of those stereotypical images we'd have seen in those games, and, just introducing a different stable of things. And also, of course, the key is their characters, interesting things about them that make them, that I already want to meet them, which is a testament to that. And we've had a comment from Steph, who says that she was an very early playtest, and she loves the premise. Loves that. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Is such a good idea. And what kind of inspired you for this game? That's really a question for both of you. Have you got the answer? What was it that made you think, yes, this?
We were talking about various games and what we wanted to do, and we both really liked. I suppose it came from, we both really liked the sort of anti-hero type of character, and through discussions of that's where it sort of came from. So while it isn't about anti-heroes in particular, it was kind of like that sort of evolution of, we really like anti-hero, what sort of thing can we do, what type of game would we like to be, and it kind of developed from there. And again, we had a fairly strong sort of narrative of where we were going, and I will say, is after our conversation about gritty cyberpunk future and bits and pieces, and thinking, actually, that could be cool. We could name the bar after you. That the bar has become this very central point of the game, and it is actually helped with the development of the game itself. Just having that kind of hook to put things on. So yeah, no, it's been very, very helpful.
Oh, and it's a great opportunity because Matt was talking about the narrative of the game. We've created a really strong backstory to where we are, and the game takes place in the Foxy Lockhart on the seventh discovered world of the 7 discovered worlds in this universe that we've created. So it is the very start. Because when we first started talking about what sort of game we wanted, Matt really wanted to move away from the traditional role and play that I was used to and On the Square is based on, to do something a little bit more creative. He wanted to do a card game, and we both agreed that we wanted to make it a much bigger game. So this is the start of the new Reluctant Hero universe. So, hopefully you can be opening up Foxy Lockharts on all of the 7 discovered worlds as we add games throughout the career of the superheroes.
Oh, don't give me ideas. Like a massive multi-international conglomerate of Foxy Lockharts across the galaxy.
Who knows? Maybe wherever we get to in 2 or 3 games' time, maybe there's a big twist and Foxy Lockhart conglomerate becomes the big bad.
Well, it's true. Maybe I'll be the end game villain. And certainly it was nice that we had a comment from Irene to say that she's really looking forward to a game that heroes don't have to look good in Lycra. So she loves that idea, which is absolutely true, because you're looking at this sort of juxtaposition. I mean, I'm so excited about this world. It sounds like you guys have got some great ideas, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. And I wish we could sit and talk about it all night, but unfortunately, our time is coming short. In fact, actually, this is supposed to be 10 mintes. We've gone nearly double the time.
I can't believe we've lasted more than 3 minutes.
I know. I could hear Karen in the background being like, "What are you doing?" So, as said before, if you want to find out more information on this game, you can go to the game's website, which is matthewandmichael.co.uk/reluctant hero. And also, this is going to be coming up on Kickstarter very soon. Have we got any idea when, guys, or is it just sort of very, very soon?
Just stick with very soon for now.
Very soon. So very soon it'll be on Kickstarter, and you can go and check out some of the details about that. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really, really excited about this. Not just because I'm in it, but it just sounds like a great game. It's a really, really great game.
I think the first thing is that we'll be opening the Foxy Lockhart bar website. So that'll be all up and running as a focal point for more information, and also obviously there's going to be what's on in the bar. Is there's various Twitch streams that you can watch.
Yes, which might link into twitch.tv/Foxy_Lockhart, which might be myself, where we'll also be ranting on about, like, just generally talking about this game. So if you want any dropped clues and things like that, I'm sure that I won't be able to keep my big mouth shut. And of course, they can also have a look at sort of other sites as well. The website bar, which is definitely something you should go and have a look at. It's just so exciting. So exciting. You've probably seen. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope this has whet your appetite and that you'll keep your eyes peeled for more about Reluctant Hero. And I certainly will be. Gentlemen, I wish we had more time, but I think we're going to have to say goodbye. So it's goodbye from Matt.
It's goodbye from him.
It's goodbye from Mike.
And it's goodbye.
And it's goodbye from him. James Foxy Lockhart, thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I'll see you in the Foxy Lockhart bar.
Button.
Bye. Button.